Hey there, Prayer Plant Girl here. Well, it's October 23rd. I don't know if you can, but I can see my breath. It's right around 0 Celsius out, and it's middle of the day, so I guess it's time to pull these parsnips out. If I wait much longer, I might have to wait till spring. I always like to leave them. They store best, I find, in the soil here, as long as the voles haven't eaten them. And they have a nice flavor after they've had a bit of frost. We haven't had a ton of frost up until this point, so they might not have that advantage this year, but let's pull them out, see what we got, see if the voles, which I know we're using the back of this bed as a highway, decided to nibble on those or just stuck to the beets that were in the front. And we'll just do a little harvest today. When I harvest my parsnips, I like to just have a look at where the plants are growing and just try and go in right beside them with a fork, loosen up the soil, and then try and get down and give them a tug out. Sometimes you have to kind of push down on the top of the parsnip and then kind of twist and pull up. And that usually works well to not break them off. So we'll give that a try. It did rain a bunch last night. I'm not sure how wet this bed will be though, because we do have all these parsnips tops kind of sheltering it. I'm not going to need these tops for storage at all, and it's easier to work around here without them, so I'm just going to kind of cut them shorter. So still something to kind of work with while I'm pulling them up, but this makes less to work around while I'm in here. There, I can go to the compost. We got the soil loosened a little bit around here. We got some of the extra leaves and stems out of the way so we can see what we're doing. So now, I see the top of one, so let's kind of give it a push and a pull and see if we can get it out. No, and I broke it. So it's not a foolproof method. There we go. It's a nice parsnip. No, I didn't thin these or give them any special care. I just put the seed in the ground, had the watering lines going. Not too fertile a soil, so they don't get all covered in roots all along the edges here, and just let them grow. Those are in there good. There's a lot of extra soil that's got moved in around these, possibly from the voles digging around, maybe from me adding out of my pots to this bed. But for it to be back this far, I'm just not sure why there's so much soil so much higher than the tops of the parsnips. There we go. Those are beautiful parsnips though. I guess voles don't like parsnips. They sure liked the beets. There we go. So tell me in the comments down below, how do you like to eat your parsnips? There's so many great, delicious ways to eat them. What's your favorite? This little patch could have done with some thinning, but I'm not always good at keeping up at that, so. Oh, here's a big one. This looks like tree roots that are coming up here. So the further I get down here, the less sun the parsnips are getting, because this is the southeast corner of my garden, which you'd think should be good sun here in the northern hemisphere, but because I have this fence here on the east side and I have a shed behind me on the south side, it's actually not ideal. But things still grow pretty good. Get enough, just enough sun, I guess, that they still grow. There does seem to be tree roots from next door, I assume, coming up into this bed. Huh, look at that one. Must have run into something. This This is where I'd pulled a few out looking to see if the rodents were getting into them, so there's an empty space here. Definitely could have done with some thinning down at this end, but overall not too bad, not too bad. That's a pretty decent little harvest. I had a few pretty nice sized parsnips for what I normally grow here. Some little medium-sized ones and some real small ones, but it's about par for course. I think the real small ones mostly just occurred because they were packed in too tight. Oh, my hands are freezing. So I'm just gonna go through and I'll cut the rest of the tops off just to about that length there and give them a real gentle little brush just to get any big chunks of dirt off. And then these will just go wrapped, I find, in a damp towel. You can wrap them in a plastic bag after that and just keep them in the crisper drawer of your refrigerator, and they store quite well for a month or two. Just, you don't want too much moisture in there, so check if it's getting real damp, then you change that towel out, and they should be good. When they're young like this, I just scrub them with a vegetable brush, and then I just cook them like that. As they get older, you might find that you need to peel them a little bit as the skins start to kind of harden up and get tougher. But my favorite way to eat them is to just cut them up into nice sized pieces, a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and roast them in the oven. They're really good in combination with some carrots and squash, sweet potatoes, beautiful combination. They're also really good if you cut them up and boil them, and then just when they're just about not quite fork tender, just take a little bit of butter and brown sugar or honey syrup, maple syrup, something like that, and just kind of stir them around the pot till the brown sugar and everything all gets all melted and mixed together. Beautiful. You don't need much, a little bit of nutmeg or cinnamon in that. Gorgeous little treat. But like I said, just simply roasted in the oven is good too. So I love parsnips. Not everybody does. What do you think of them? Comment down below. I can get these cleaned up, get them in the house, get me in the house, and let my hands warm up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.